My last few weeks of fishing have been hectic, crazy busy. Kind of like rock and roll fishing. It's been smooth downs and heavy leads and big beach casters and big baits, etc, etc, etc. Which is all very good and well and very enjoyable, and I've had some lovely fish. But I just needed to relax tonight. It's my Monday after work fish. I've had a hectic day in the shop, and I just need to come out and do something super, super simple so I can just put my feet up and relax. I had a few people come in the shop today and tell me that they've been catching a few mackerel. So I thought, that'll do. Let's dust the old pop-up rigs off, get my nice long and light gear out, and head down to Southbourne and see if I can catch a mackerel on a pop-up rig. This will be my first bash of the year trying for a mackerel. Conditions couldn't be any better, really. I've got a nice rising tide going into the evening, so hopefully in about an hour's time, when the light starts to fade, hopefully a few fish should come in close and I should be able to pick them up. They've been catching a few along down Boscombe Pier, so I'm only just along the bay a little bit from there. So fingers crossed we'll get a few. My only slight concern is there has been a bit of May water around, a bit of May rot, a bit of May weed, whatever you want to call it. That's a bit of a killer for the old pop-up fishing. It just clags onto your pop-ups, onto your snoods, and just drags everything down, and your pop-ups are no longer popping up. First rod's out there. That's my super long floppy rod. That's just got a nice little 2-ounce ball head on, and I'm just going to flick that one relatively close range and work it around in the close range area. And then this one, I'm going to put on my 4-ounce rod with a 4-ounce lead, and I'm going to give this one a bit of a whack. Now there will be a bit of tidal movement, especially with the water being a bit thicker because of the May water. So I'm going to give this one a bit of a whack up to about sort of 1 o'clock and see sort of how quickly it bounces around. And see if there's any fish further out. Covering ground again. Both rods are fishing. Let's have a little look at the rig, shall we? I'm on a 2-up, 1-down flapper with 3-foot snoods. I could have gone 4s, and I'm starting to think maybe I should have gone 4s. That doesn't really matter. You can go all the way up to 6s if you like. Generally speaking, never go shorter than 3. But anyway, we've got a 2-up, 1-down flapper. I've got 050 rig body. I've got 023 snood to a size 6 wormer hook, and one of our whopper poppers. I'm using one of the loomy ones as it happens, even though it's in the middle of the day. I just kind of fancied white, and that was as close as I got to white in my whopper popper. And that's the same on all 3 snoods. So whopper popper, size 6 wormer, all the way down to the bottom. Very, very simple stuff. 2-up, 1-down, 3-foot snoods, 023 snoods, 1 whopper popper, and a size 6 wormer. Now the most important thing with pop-up fishing, aside from all of that, as I've just mentioned, is the size of your bait. You really don't want great big huge chunky baits. Now with normal size pop-ups, so sort of normal 15mm competition grade or competition legal pop-ups, you just have to really, really, really go super skinny to make sure that it's really popped up. But with these slightly larger pop-ups, you can get away with a little bit more. So if you wanted a slightly larger bait, then you can get away with a little bit more with these. But let me just show you what I mean about the size of the baits we're going to be using, okay? So I'm going to cut about 3mm maybe of mackerel. So a little strip like that. Oh, try not to drop it. A little strip like that. I'm then going to cut all of that flesh off the back. So we're just left with the skin, like so. And then I'm going to just snip the bottom, snip the top, cut down. So I've got just over, I don't know, what's that, sort of 10 to 12mm, something like that. Bit of mackerel. That is it. That is a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of bait, but that is all you need. So there's virtually no weight involved in that bait, so that means your pop-up is actually going to be popping things up. So don't forget, sometimes we use pop-ups for added movement. This time I actually wanted to pop it up. I'm trying to lift my bait off the bottom into that mid-water sort of area where those fish hopefully will be swimming and feeding. Now, whilst those two are out there fishing away, I'm going to sit on my box, put my feet up, have a bite to eat and relax. So much easier than feathering. This rod's had about 20 minutes now. I'm going to bring it in just to check the reed situation. Annoyingly, it does feel like a little bit of weight on there. Not a huge amount. As long as the hooks aren't covered, the pop-ups aren't covered, then hopefully we should be okay. Yeah, gloopy, horrible brown stuff on my line. Oh, I hate Mayrot. I know it's a good thing in terms of nature, and it's an important part of the food chain. It is horrible. Oh, right, okay. So nothing on the rig at all. That's fantastic. So all there was there was a little bit of gloop on the actual main line. By the time I got down to my rig, nothing at all. Well, that's just given me a whole world of confidence. Now I know my rigs are fishing. Also means I can get even lazier and just leave it out there for half an hour at a time. I'm not even double patting tonight, I'm being that lazy. I'm just changing the bait. Not in a match or anything, because it's just hooking on little simple bits of mackerel. Doesn't take 2 seconds. That tiny little bit of mackerel hanging off my hook. Right, so that rod has gone all the way down to the left. So I'm going to swap these two over. Bring that one in. Get some fresh bait out there and whack it out up there. So the distance rod, I'll probably have to keep turning that over reasonably quickly. Because of that drag of line, because of the Mayrot in the water, it's just going to drag the line. It's going to push everything down to the left. Remember, this is Southbourne, it's not normally a tidal venue. But this time of year, the water's a lot thicker, so it's just dragging on the line a lot more. So I'm just going to have to turn things over a little bit quicker on the distance rod. When I say Maywater is a good thing, I mean from a food chain point of view. Because it's just is it phytoplankton? Put some posh words on it. That sort of algal bloom in the water. If you can imagine, the phytoplankton is feeding all the zooplankton, which then in turn is feeding all the sand eels and sprats and things like that, and then they're feeding the mackerel and bass and so on and so forth. You can't have the top of the food chain if you haven't got the bottom, because sometimes a really good algal bloom can actually kick-start a year's fishing really, really well. There's very little on the line altogether on that one, and the snoods have come back untouched. That's fantastic. No weed on the snoods. Brilliant. We are fishing, guys. That's something, a little tip. Quite sunny day. Normally, I would be telling people to not leave their bait out in the sun to cook and dry out. But do you know what? When you're pop-up fishing, when you're cutting those tiny little bits of mackerel, I'm leaving that skin side up, out in the sun to dry out. It just toughens it up. It means it'll hang on to that hook a lot better than a soft, mushy bit that's been left in its packet or left in a bucket or a cooler or something. Oh. Just drop slack on the right hand rod. Just drop very, very slack, in fact. Very, 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 very slack. Isn't it funny with drop back bites? Now, that probably dropped back quite a lot and the line dropped. If it had done the equivalent the other way, so pulled all the way down, oh, there we go, look. Yeah, that's fish on. Why don't I pick up a rod and reel in straight away on a drop back bite? Why do I always have to, catch up with the slack and then start reeling in? It's probably moved and done just as much as if it had swam in the opposite direction. Who knows? That's my quandary for the day. Could this be my first mackerel of 2025? Yes. They are still, pound for pound, great little things, aren't they? They really are. Pop out a little fish of 10 ounces, 12 ounces, whatever an average mackerel weighs. And it will have, it'll pulled back and it'll have made sure it's on there. So my theory is I'm going to catch on the long range rod to start with, and then as the light fades, as it dips down, I might have maybe another hour or so yet. As it dips down, I think the fish might come a little bit closer. That's my theory. Here she comes, and then it's going to go mad in the edge, running up and down. There we go. My first mackerel of the year on my second cast. That's a good start to the season, isn't it? They are beautiful things. They're great fun to catch. They're brilliant to eat. They're amazing bait, of course. Why wouldn't you want to catch them? And why wouldn't you want to catch them on pop-ups as well? So easy. Chuck them out, sit down, relax, reel them in. Feathering? Nah, not for me. Right, let's rebait that one. Chuck it straight back out. The whopper poppers are working for me. Go on, ask me. Go on. Are the mackerel in yet? Yes. Oh. Oh. Fish aren't. I was just reeling this one in and that one's going. Yeah, there we go. Look. No need to sit and wait on pop-up rigs with mackerel. You can react straight away to the bites. Ooh. Might be a couple on there. You never know. Ignore that other rod, it's just washing around on the edge while I abandoned it to grab this one. No, just the one, I think. Just the one. Mackie number 2 for the year, for the session. They're actually really beautiful things as well when you look at them. There's a sort of oily iridescence along the belly and the lovely famous mackerel pattern along the top. Brilliant things. I was going to call them the UK tuna, but we actually have those now, don't we? Right, throw a bait on this, get this one back out there, and I'll just rescue my other rig out the surf down there. It's probably tangled up into a pile of doom. I shall get that rebaited and get that recast as well. That's that one back in the water. Quickly chop a little strip of mackerel there. Let's see what state this rig's in. Oh, that's lucky. Not tangled in the slightest, but I just abandoned it in the edge. It was just washing around like this. I thought it was going to come in all tangled up, but we're lucky. We're still sort of over there. I'll cast this sort of up there. Not very far. That's the close range one done. I just felt a splot of rain. Some band of cloud come over, and I'm sure it just rained on me. Why does it always rain on me? Is it because I caught mackerel when I was on Southbourne Beach? Little bit of a cloud cover, and it's like winter's returned. Woo! Oh, that was good timing. That's just dropped completely slack. Yes! Well, no, it's gone all the way down to the left. Oh, that's got to be more than one, surely this time. Has it gone all the way down? No, I think we're good. I think we're good this side. I know what I'm doing, really. I'm an expert. Oh, that feels like more than one. Determined to get more than one here, guys. That is going to take out my other rod. I just know it. Yeah, that's going all the way to the left. There's some infamous mackerel knitting. Oh, it's like absolutely perfectly in line with it. This is only going to end one way, I know it. I'm going to move up this way a little bit. You coming with me? See if I can get it away from my other rod. If this isn't at least a double shot, I'm going to eat my socks. Live on camera. Oh, I've got my other rod. It's just a disaster, guys. Oh, yeah, look. And now I'm going to go up this way again. Hang on. There's probably no fish left on it by the time I reel them in. Let's put you back down here in the hope that you can still see me. Right. Okay, am I the right side of it now? Who knows? They're probably both fallen off. Oh no, I've got one at least. There's just one left. Honestly thought, I'm sure there was at least two on there. There we go. Mackie number 3. There we go, that mackerel was on that tiny bit of bait. Look at it compared to my fingernail. Tiny bit of bait. 2 mackerel fillets will do you a whole session. Sudden, real brisk easterly wind has kicked up with this A little bit of sort of weather front that's going across. That glorious sunshine summer's day that I started this video with, in the space of 90 minutes, it's turned into another cold easterly session. Are these easterlies ever going to go away? Seriously. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy, fish. Really tempted to cast my long floppy light one a little bit further. I'm never going to get it that far. A little 2-ounce lead and a long floppy rod, but tempting, just to chuck it just a smidgen further. Let's just do it. La, 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 la. I'm just loving the fact that there's not a fleck of weed in the water. Always change. I know I'm reeling in bait every cast, and you look at it and think, well, I can just chuck that straight back out. I've still got the same amount of bait left on it. Just change it anyway. All of the oils and blood and scent and everything that's in a fresh bit of mackerel, always outfish a bit that's been soaking in the water for the last 20 minutes. Right, okay, that one a little bit more oomph. Nowhere near as far as this one. But we shall see. Although, with that brisk wind as well, the little 2-ounce lead, I've got about 6 miles of bow in my line. I'm sure a mackerel will come along and straighten that out for me. Oh, I'm going to change. The next cast, I've just got a plain bit of a torpedo peary type lead on it at the moment on my distance one, so I'm going to switch it up to a pyramid, just if I can slow the drift down a little bit. Oh, God. I wasn't going to stay out late. Anyway, what's the time? It's 8:10. I've probably got maybe 30-40 minutes of light left, and then I was going to pack up anyway, but given the fact that this is all the clothing I have, I don't think I was going to stay out late anyway. This will be a divider. Who eats mackerel? Who likes to eat their mackerel? Come on. I do. I love it. Lots and lots of different ways, but I particularly love smoked mackerel. I've got a lovely big smoker at home that I smoke mackerel with, and it's just beautiful, especially when you first get out the smoke and it's still warm. Oh, divine. But I know lots of people are like, ugh, it's gross, it's just bait. So come on, give me your opinions. Is it an eating fish or not? And if it is, how do you like to eat it? Let's give it a twitchy twitch. Something I haven't done enough of actually today. I've been so relaxed and lazy, I've not really done much in the way of twitching. It's kind of dropped strangely slack. Oh, don't know if there's a fish on. Have I just twitched a fish on? No, I haven't. Put that back down there and pretend none of that happened. Oh no, there it is. That's a fish, right, guys? Maybe it was just swimming towards me. I do know what I'm doing. Honest, I have done this before. Yeah, there is a fish on there. Oh, God. I'm going to book Wayne, get some lessons. Well, that paid off, didn't it? That paid off straight away. That slightly further cast. Bosh, fish straight away. So much fun catching mackerel on these light rods. That's a chunk. That's a chunky mackerel. That's my biggest one tonight. Look at that. Proper little tuna. All of my fish tonight have been hooked right in the scissors, and those little wormer hooks. There we go. Number 4. First one on the light rod as well. Oh, now it's spraying blood all over me. They've ruined so many t-shirts and jumpers whilst mackerel fishing. Right, fresh bait, repeat the process. One of my mackerel just coughed up a sandal nut, just in case you were wondering what they were feeding on. So although I've said I've given that one a whack now, my lighter rod, 60 yards top still, not exactly long range, so if you're not a big caster, don't worry, you don't need to be. Now we should be, because not only is it behind the clouds, but it's also different behind the cliffs, so I think we're going to be in that time of day now where hopefully you should pick a few up a little bit closer anyway. If I can get myself a couple more, I'll be very, very happy. It's been a lovely, lovely evening. Interestingly, this one hadn't gone down tide anywhere near as much as the previous few casts, so maybe the tide has eased a smidgen. Maybe I won't bother changing leads. Let's just give this an overhead thump up here. That tide stopped, I don't need to watch. Casting up tide too much. Splosh. It's just gone 8:30. The light is fading. It's still a little bit chilly, so I think I'm going to call this my last cast. Fingers crossed, I can bag another one. That'll be 5 for the evening. That's a lovely early way to start my mackerel season, isn't it? Before I forget, a big shout out to all the guys who watch my videos from the Ringsend and Irish Town Sea Angling Club in Dublin. Thank you guys for tuning in, I really appreciate it. I was having a chat with Anthony Byrne the other night, and hopefully I'm just putting the feelers out, haven't mentioned it to the wife yet, but maybe popping over to the island at some point and having a fish with some of you guys. I'd love to get into maybe some of the stingers and tote that you get off the beaches around there. Some of that looks amazing, such beautiful scenery as well. So hopefully at some point I'll get out to Ireland and have a fish with you guys. Obviously if you want to pay my travel fees, that'd be great as well. It's nearly 8:45 now. It's nearly 8:45, it's still light. This is lovely, isn't it? Summer is here. I've had an amazing evening. I'm going to call these my last cast now, because it's just getting a bit chilly and I didn't bring lights or anything. So I'm going to call these my last cast, pack up and go home, but I've come down, I've caught 4 beautiful mackerel, thoroughly enjoyed it. For me, the most important thing was I've just relaxed and unwound after a hectic, stressful day in the shop. It's just really nice to get down the beach and relax, isn't it? Sometimes all this rock and roll, smooth hand fishing, it's great fun. Sometimes you just want to relax. Pop-up fishing, if you haven't done it, you're missing out. Give it a go. You might not catch 1,000 mackerel with, if they're boiling on the water and feathering them out. All right, sometimes that does the numbers, but it's nowhere near as enjoyable as this. And I also think, certainly in this bay around here and a lot of these shallow sandy beaches, I think pop-up fishing outfishes feathers. So if you haven't given it a go, give it a go. It's lots of fun. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've really enjoyed doing it. It's just been a lovely evening. I love this sort of fishing. Good chance to get the light gear out again. If you did, as usual, hit the old like and subscribe button. It means a lot to me, it really does. And I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.